Hello, my name is Charlotte Ring, and today I would like to talk about guest workers in the United States and the H-2A temporary agricultural guest worker visa. A lot of the food that we eat and what we drink is produced by farmers, and these farmers at some point needed to harvest the food or the ingredients we use. However, in the United States today, there is a lack of agricultural or seasonal workers to help with this harvest. Before I get into more detail as to why we need those agricultural guest workers, I would like to explain the difference and the meaning of an H-2A visa. There are two different types of temporary worker visas in the US, one being the H-2A temporary agricultural work visa and the other one being H-2B, the non-agricultural guest worker visa. As the name suggests, the H-2A visa is for workers who work in the agricultural industry. This is a seasonal visa that allows employees from outside the US to come to the US and work for a limited amount of time to earn money. However, the employers have to file numerous forms in order for these agricultural guest workers to come to our country. The H-2B visa is quite similar to that, with the exception that this includes every work that is not related to agriculture. The US has seen a significant increase in agricultural guest workers and guest workers overall, but especially the H-2A visa workers have grown significantly. In 2016, the number of H-2A visa workers has exceeded 180,000, whereas in 2006 it was just below 80,000. Now, if an employer or farmer wants to hire H-2A visa workers, they have to comply with a lot of federal rules. The first one being that there is no U.S. labor available to the farmers who will help complete the seasonal need and harvest for the farmers. After that, numerous forms such as the I-129 have to be filed, and appropriate housing, transportation, food, etc. have to be provided for the guest workers. The pay of the field workers compared to the U.S. private non-farmer workers is significantly lower. The average pay of a field worker is just above $8 an hour as compared to $16 an hour for everybody who's a non-farm worker. This is a significant difference and has contributed to the lack of U.S. labor in the agricultural industry, because U.S. citizens are not seeking these kinds of jobs that are low paying as compared to the non-farm work that can be done for way higher average pay. The state of North Carolina has the highest H-2A worker number in the country, with 10,536 workers currently registered. Now, where do these workers come from? Primarily, they arrive from Mexico, and in 2012, the number of H-2A visa workers was 61,324. Not even a close second is South Africa with 1,122 workers. The program has been criticized a lot for its lack of control over the seasonal workers when they leave and when they arrive. And a lot of politicians are not even aware of the issue of a lack of labor in the agricultural industry. But this is becoming a more pressing issue as our population is growing significantly and we have to find ways to produce food at a more sustainable rate. Also, the employers have to do a better job at recruiting U.S. workers This can be done either by raising the pay or providing better benefits. Technology has also helped in advancing the agricultural industry. Now machines are doing a lot of what people used to do in the harvest process. However, we do still need human hands in order to complete all the harvest and produce all the food that everybody here needs. For my research, I interviewed a lawyer that works a lot with US farmers who try to recruit foreign workers, specifically from Mexico. And a lot of the problems they run into is how to deal with the process, the paperwork, especially because there's simply not a lot of help out there for farmers, and generally they do not know a lot about the process, and that's why it can take them very long to actually get everything rolling, and sometimes it takes so long that they do give up halfway through, and then their business suffers. And this really can be a win-win situation for the farmers as well as the foreign workers, because the foreign workers do get the money and the farmers get, their labor done for a not significantly, but for a good rate, so they're not making losses, and the H-2A visa workers are also making money. A lot of the temporary seasonal workers don't know a lot of English, which can be problematic. When you work out in the field, you're on your combines, you're trying to communicate, you're trying to tell each other what to do in order for the harvest to go smoothly. So I think there is a need for the farmers to teach the workers at least specific vocabulary regarding the agricultural work, so that they feel more comfortable and that the farmer feels more comfortable in working with them. So to summarize my topic, the H-2A visa is far from flawless. However, I do believe that with a little bit of fixing, it can be optimized, and both the US economy and the foreign workers will, profit from this arrangement, and the seasonal workers, are non-immigrants. Therefore, this shouldn't play into the whole debate of immigrants and all that politics stuff that usually stands in the way of these kinds of visas.